We're going to talk about pull-ups and we're going to talk about control. CrossFit is a great sport. It is very, very good for us if implemented correctly. A lot of times I see CrossFit being implemented incorrectly, therefore we get injuries, therefore the medical community starts to hate CrossFit. They don't hate CrossFit, they just hate how it was implemented. One of the biggest things that I see is this control during the pull-up. A lot of times, especially with kipping pull-ups and butterfly pull-ups, we don't have that movement control, so we're just banging and banging on the joint. When you come off of that butterfly pull-up and you land, your arm just drops down. I've seen it so poorly done that the whole rack that is bolted down to the floor starts to shake. We need to be careful about that, I think. So I'm gonna drop it down to the kipping pull-up. What we want to do, instead of just thinking about swinging our body recklessly back and forth, I like to start and say, let's just start with that kip initiation. What we're gonna do is we're gonna swing forwards and we're gonna swing back in a very, very purposeful manner. Beyond that is you have to be able to do stricts before you can progress to kipping. But you should be able to do 5 or 6 strict pull-ups before you get into the kipping. So what I wanna talk about is that kip initiation, what I think about it. Instead of swinging back and forth like a kipping swing, we're gonna do it step by step. So you're gonna come up to the bar, and you're gonna grab onto it, wrapping your thumbs. And what we're gonna do is we're just gonna push the bar forward so that we go backwards. And we're gonna hold that. And then we're gonna swing in and hold. Really controlled, making sure that we get the muscles working. Now what I like to do is I like to take it a step back actually and do it with our toes on the ground so we're getting the movement. So here, what we're gonna do is I'm just gonna push myself back, just like that. Push back, there. So what I'm doing is I'm not using my feet to swing. I'm using my lats to be able to get into some shoulder extension to push my body backwards. Control. We have to control the small movement first before we get into those big movements, before we get into the even bigger movements. If we jump just to the bigger movements, that's when we get in trouble. And that's when you come see me, not for performance, which is awesome, but for injuries or labral tears or bicep tears or all this nasty stuff. So come see me for performance, but let's not get to that point that you're actually injured.